Hey guys, Lindsay here.
And Marissa.
Wow.
Sorry.
And it's Friday, so here is our video for a couple of gays.
We decided to talk about movies that really influenced us when we were coming out or when we were like closeted lesbians or whatever we were. And we thought of this because it's been freezing up here. So we've been stuck inside, hibernating, and watching TV.
They're not in any order. It's just kind of what we come up with off the top of our head.
Well, first of all, when I started dating, I don't know about you, because Lindsay was a late bloomer, but when I started dating in like my last years of college and then my first years out of college, we were poor. When you don't have money, you can't like go out and do a lot. So we would go, and this was before the time of kind of like Netflix and like watching everything online. So we would go to the local Blockbuster and just sort of raid their gay movie section, which was like, okay, it was actually an okay.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, was it like 5 movies that you just watched over and over?
It was all right. The very first gay movie I saw.
Uh-huh. Oh, I don't know. Okay, yeah.
Was High Art. And High Art is an excellent movie. Lindsay doesn't like it. If you don't like artsy movies, you're not going to like it. It's a really weird type of movie, but it was the first one I saw. I fell in love with it. I bought it. I have it on VHS.
I liked Ali Sheedy in it.
And Ali Sheedy's great. She's super sexy in it. And so that was one of my first, and I think that's like one of the only lesbian movies that I actually purchased.
I don't know. I don't know the first lesbian movie that I watched. I mean,
what about But I'm a Cheerleader?
I did buy that one.
Better Than Chocolate?
I don't like that. I mean, like, yes, I like the movie. It's not my favorite.
Well, what's your favorite?
Probably Debs.
Debs.
It's because it brings in like a nerdy aspect. I don't know how formative it was because I watched it later. So that's what's another formative one?
I'll tell. The most formative one was Queer as Folk for me. Mm-hmm. One, Queer as Folk is just an excellent show, and it's way better than the L Word. Way better than the L Word. Yeah. A lot of young lesbians now haven't seen Queer as Folk, but they've seen the L Word. Queer as Folk's way better.
There's just a lot more, I want to say, substance.
There was a lot of substance. That was really formative to me. And then when the L Word came out, I had really high hopes because it was supposed to be the lesbian version of Queer as Folk. And it really wasn't.
Yeah. I think one of the, it's not like a lesbian show, but ER, when Carrie and the psychologist got together.
Oh, weird.
Dr. Weaver or whatever. That, I mean, like, because I wasn't really out. And so I was watching ER, and it just happened to, like, bring in a lesbian character and then Carrie, Dr. Weaver.
And did you relate to her because she was so closeted at an older age?
No, I really liked the hot psychologist.
Oh, there you go.
You know, I was like, I don't know if I would have watched the show if it was an actual gay show at the time, because at the time I was closeted and wasn't really, you know, whatever. And it just happened to bring in a queer couple. What other ones? I never watched it when it was on the air. I watched reruns of it, and then I got the DVDs. But Xena, which is weird, but it kind of brings you into the realm of, because they never really said that they were gay, right?
Lindsay likes shows still to this day, and she's really out, but she likes shows that have
nuances,
which I think is reflective of how she came out and how she how you felt. We watched every gay movie that was out, and some of them were really bad. Gay movies now are much better and more mainstream. Frida, they have on here. Of course, I watched Frida. Who hasn't watched Frida?
I think you made me watch Frida. Kissing Jessica Stein was one that I...
Oh, yeah, Kissing Jessica Stein. Bound. I watched Bound.
I don't think I've seen Bound.
If These Walls Could Talk.
That was another one, yeah.
That was a lot. That was out, and that was a big deal.
We're scrolling through a list because we can't remember our formative movies.
We haven't watched a lot of new ones, I'll be honest. I don't know why we haven't watched a lot of...
I have.
Where do you see them? In the theater?
Netflix.
They've been out for a while if they're on Netflix.
So we're in our mid-30s, and so, like, our time frame is around, like, late 90s, early 2000s of when we were probably watching a lot of movies about queerness.
There are actually a lot of, and I never really got into it, but there are a lot of foreign movies.
Yes.
And I've heard really good things about some of the newer ones coming out from other countries, but I just haven't watched that.
I just watched one from, it's on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it, but it's Swedish. Oh. So I watched subtitles the whole
and that would
through.
make sense. Everyone should know that Lindsay enjoys very white people with blonde hair. That's her type. So if we ever
how'd you get through it?
I know. If we ever plan a trip to Sweden, I must give Lindsay some leeway because it's going to be everyone will be irresistible, whereas I'll be like, nobody here is cute at all.
Yes, Marissa doesn't really like the blondes.
No. Or Caucasian people, really, in general.
Mm.
Yeah. So we probably went off on some tangents,
Wow.
but we thought it would be fun to just sort of reminisce about what was formative when we came out. If there's something we should watch that we haven't, that'd be awesome to hear.
It would probably be more recent because, like we were saying, a lot of the ones that we've seen were late 90s, early 2000s.
And if you haven't seen those late 90s, early 2000s movies, check some of them out. They're good.
Yeah.
They are good. I mean, they're weird. Some of them.
You're gonna watch them some of them are really campy.
Yes.
I mean,
they're very campy.
But just go in expecting that, and that's what we got.
Enjoy the weirdness of how it would be like to come out during that time.
Boys Don't Cry. Mm-hmm. That was another one that was really sad.
Boys Don't Cry.
And disturbing.
Was disturbing. During that time, a lot of the movies, gay movies, had a really weird dramatic twist that had to do with death. or getting beaten up. It was kind of the time, there was a lot of fear around coming out and violence towards you or the people that you loved. And so a lot of those movies did have some weird things happen where you're like, whoa, that's really heavy. It reminded me when you said that the legal part of it is there also it would be like, if these walls could talk.
Yes.
Where it was like you lived with your partner for a really long time and then you had no legal right at all.
Right.
To their stuff. That was a major theme too in shows and movies, was that if your family didn't know or your family didn't agree that you'd lost everything, even though you spent your whole lifetime with your partner.
Yeah.
And like medical things too, like not being able to go into the rooms. That sort of stuff is fading away with this generation, which is excellent and awesome.
Good job.
But it was a reality not too long ago.
Yeah.
That was a real, major thing.
Yeah.
So you'll see those themes in sort of that genre of movie.
in that time frame of movie.
Yeah.
But like we said, definitely let us know some good TV shows, movies, and stuff like that, or just ones that you really enjoyed watching.
Yeah, that were formative.
Yeah.
Some of our formative movies were not very good. We hope it's much warmer where you are and that it's getting warmer and that you can stop hibernating from the cold.
Excellent. We will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace out.